mental impotence. Okay, you have a thought to get out of your chair and walk across the room. Then your body, basically in the process of alchemy, the thought is a chemical and the chemical is a thought, of course. So that is the spark that the will uses to manipulate or project the body. Uh, so it's the same thing with everything, with every thought. Impotence, impotent thinking. Plenty of people that might not be regarded as impotent in their 20s and 30s and maybe even early 40s. They might not be regarded as impotent, but the body always follows the less dense or invisible version of itself. The inside or invisible, within visible, or the however you want to look at it, the metaphysical, whatever you want to title it as, that is the creation. The body is the reaction. Same letters. So people are impotent mentally. They're mentally impotent, mentally not potent, just dull and not, just in a a state of stagnation and, most likely parasites on the brain, whether it's worms and candida or whatever, flukes, whatever. So you have a person that might be going through they're running through their energy and they're pushing the potency from up to down. They're pushing it from a conscious level of creation, like prefrontal lobe, which is beyond the left and right hemisphere, beyond yin and yang. It's the void. It is honestly, if your prefrontal lobe isn't fully developed, it takes like 30 years to develop in most races or most fragments of people. So a lot of people that damage their prefrontal lobe or it hasn't developed properly, they can't even fathom the idea of spirituality or whatever you call that, whatever you call being spiritual. So you're pushing it from the prefrontal lobe down to the hemispheres or across to the hemispheres. And that's where, you're residing at a humane level. Then you push it even lower to limbic. Then you push it even lower to reptilian. And it's the same thing, as above, so below. So in every system, this is happening. Just like the organs, the lower organs, like the intestines, it's the lower brain, basically. It looks like the same thing, like a raveled up tubes that send information and electricity. It's the same thing. It's just that area of the body's version. So as above, so below, of course. And you see people pushing it downward in their where they live from. So you can say God is prefrontal, then a human level, right and wrong, then a limbic level, which is animal, which is just urges and instinct, then a reptilian level, which is pretty much it's a whole nother level of apathy and nihilism and just lack of care, just total sociopathism. So just keeping people in a certain facet, it elicits a certain reality or game board that we're on. This is all the reaction to something created. This is not something unconscious. This is something that will has done. It's not an unconscious thing. Something of will and awareness has created this circumstance. So whether it be you or you want to outsource it, whatever, I'm not arguing that right now. I'm just talking about mental impotence right now. How you'll see people go through that phase of pushing their energy downward so their body looks great through their 20s and 30s and early 40s because they're pushing the energy downward. It's like it's all going down, and then they become a bag of bones overnight because manifestation is a funny thing. It's like it's just, again, the body following the mind, or it's the body and mind are just two sides to one coin, but again, the visible following the visible, being dragged. The visible being dragged by the invisible part. You could look at I like to look at it like the pilot is will, your soul or your whatever your thinking mechanism, whatever you want to call that, whatever it is that's that level, that echelon is the plane, and then the excrement or exhaust is the body, which is the carnal or the demon, the 3D angel or angle of light, trapped light basically in a prism or a prison, which is the body. So as you see people push that downward, it's a lust of like feeling as though you have a choice. Like, look, I can destroy my body. I'm exhibiting will. I have a choice. But it's just a lie that you tell yourself. And of course that's the first illusion of separation is that you can lie to yourself. So you lie to yourself like you have the ability to destroy yourself or whatever, or to gain without giving, or whatever it is you think that you're doing, getting away from yourself, beating yourself, whatever you think you're doing. Um, it's just getting lost as the energy transforms over millennia. Your energy is transforming, and you're just getting lost as you get lost in your lust to feel as though you have a choice. And really, there's only perspective of the energy that you're manipulating. You're either going to be at the driver's seat, or you're going to be in another way, looking and observing this energy from some other way. I don't even want to go into the ways, but it's just perspective of this energy that you call a body or whatever. So when you're mentally impotent, you force all the energy downward into this 3D place where we experience separation, also known as hell or earth, and you explode, and people be like, oh, I'm trying to, that's why people want to blow up and be stars and all that type of stuff. That's why it's called that, because you're becoming mentally impotent and outsourcing and giving the power away, and becoming more dead. And in a sense, since you're being ejected from your body or disembodied, then you're less bound to the body, at least. But so many people lose themselves in this process because of so much trauma, and trauma makes you forget, to where you just wake up in a body one day and you're 3 years old. You don't know yourself or where you've been, how many experiences you've had, and then you just keep going through them, and then you kind of remember them. So you got what you call intuition or whatever. So it's just mental impotence, and a lot of people at this point are mentally impotent just because of the pressure, just because the pressure is within them, within, around them. It's just not breathing properly. People are not breathing from the diaphragm. They're not applying pressure properly where they should when they breathe, and that's why people have kids, though, unconsciously, because the kid's supposed to show you how to breathe and stuff. You see the baby breathing from his diaphragm, but people will have kids and then still just ignore everything. So it's just wild. But yeah, that's that. And again, you become even less potent as you become more fragmented through your kids and having kids. You're becoming less potent and giving away responsibility, and that being alleviated of that is why people do it, and that's why people feel like that they can rob Peter to pay Paul and keep doing this and having kids and doing and keeping this cycle going. But it's just dysfunctional. It's not a functional thing. The world wouldn't be in the state it would be in if people were just more aware of their energy and what they put in their bodies, and understood their energy. 'Cause that's what understanding is holding, getting under, to stand with it, to hold it. So, as you hold the energy, this power for your will, and it, you're in a better place just knowing it. But most people don't even get acquainted with their energy, and they don't even know how they're supposed to feel, of course. So it just comes from blockage and not breathing and lack of oxygen, and not getting back to that void to where you can have a cross reference where you can say, oh, this is how far I am from God, or whatever you want to call that. So the paperback books are on Amazon under R. Bud Vegan. You can get the ebooks under R. Bud Vegan on Amazon. There's 30 of them. You get all of them in PDF form for $100 through paypal.me/LUCI697. For consultation is ROYALT512 at yahoo.com. And Instagram is LUCI_FER69. So check it out, check it in. And also, the audiobooks, Stuffed Pig and I Manual.